How do you do, storyteller here? Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. We are now starting the case, the Kew Gardens drama. We saw the beginning of the cutscene for this case in the previous video, but it will play again as soon as I hit this button, just to give us a refresher. I'm tired. Worked all the way until 5:30 in the morning. I have an overnight job now, by the way. I know I'm supposed to make a video explaining everything going on in my life right now. That will happen eventually.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
I like that. Watson actually put some things together. Like, that's kind of neat, because normally Watson's usually portrayed in some kind of an ignorant, light-hearted kind of way, not understanding the mind of Sherlock Holmes. It's actually nice to kind of see him playing on the same field. Like, he followed his mindset. That's really cool to see, because you don't often see that from Watsons. We don't have any deductions yet. We haven't even started. Yes, that's Watson. I didn't even get the chance to like change my suit or walk around the apartment with the bees. But it's fine. It's fine. We have things to do. Maybe does it want me to open my case book? Like, it's not loading. There's no clues available. There's no deductions yet. Why is it taking so long to load? How big is this area that it needs this big of a loading screen? Jeez. It was so pretty.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Well, probably in return for the plants he wants.
What are we doing, Holmes?
Let us find someone who could help us.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No. but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
So you're saying it could have been Mrs. White in the conservatory with...
Here it is.
Oh.
This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Why are you
Thank
saying
you.
it like that?
Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
He's got a
Of
bandage
course,
on his
we
chin.
understand.
Why didn't I get to do an observation on him? I usually get to observe people and point out aspects about their appearance. He has a bandage on his chin. It could be from shaving. He could be klutzy. But you don't know.
Do not touch.
I'm going
The
to
plants were
violate
here.
that.
All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
Plant list. Okay, I'm gonna try. Dione carnivorous. Carlina inebriare. Am I summoning a demon? Florum diabolica. Chromolena odorata. I'm summoning a demon. Prunus serotina. Helimorphos Biblis. Genliciae. Violentiae. Darlingtonia. Cracocus cephalotus. Ugh. So many demons have been summoned, and I'm pretty sure just like I've just said a million spells, and someone on the other side of the earth is being plagued by ants.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Oh, he didn't say them. I expected him to say them. Why are these trees in water? Can they do that? Wouldn't that, like, flood the roots? I don't know. I'm not a botanist. This one's empty, but we're not commenting on that.
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
You know that there are other swampland places besides Louisiana. Also, where in England? What makes you think these trees came from Louisiana in America and not some swampland here in the UK? There's moors, there's lakes. There's gotta be some kind of trees that grow in the swamp areas. I mean, why Louisiana? I mean, even in the United States, there's other swamp areas besides Louisiana. Why Louisiana? You know what? Not even gonna question it. You know best.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Working. Oh, oh, oh.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
And pieces there.
The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
But why would it? Why would it be on the side? Wait, that's what I'm trying to say. Why would it be here on the side?
Fragments.
If it fell there. Unless it was sitting there, but are those ceramic pots? They look like the organic material that you can put into the ground and it grows around it. Oh, 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 footprints.
The traces are thinner in some places.
Blood.
The traces are...
Is that blood? Looks like blood.
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
A result of a poisoning, perhaps? Oh, focus. Hello. There we go. Poisoning, perhaps? Oh. Ooh.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
Why did they say it looked like it hadn't been
This
forced?
door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Interesting.
The esconson was breached near the handle.
So,
The door
obviously
was
this...
forced from the inside of the colonial collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection room.
Yes, after I'm done inspecting in here. But that's odd. Didn't they say that it didn't look like any of the doors were forced? Unless this happened after the theft, when the man died. / was killed. / was assisted died. That made sense. Trust me. There's a door here also. I want to explore all elements. This is a very big place. There's a lot to explore. I think that goes outside. Oh, dry
tropics.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's so much
What
to
should
explore.
we do next, Holmes?
There's so much. Hold on.
According to
I
this,
can't close it.
they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
That's interesting. I'll come back to this. Oh my gosh, there's so much... Watson. There's so much to explore here. This is such a big place.
Water lily greenhouse.
This is broken.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
So it all happened right here. So the guy might have, like, tipped onto it. Oh. Pot. No, there's a pot. There's a pot that's glowing.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Glory of the Empire? The glory of the colonial empire. I'm just trying to decide which way I'm supposed to go. Let's go this way. Oh, this is neat. Oh, so these are all like Western American plants, maybe?
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Oh. Oh, Singapore, British India, Calcutta, New Zealand, Sudan, Bengal, British Honduras. Fun stories. The Cape Colony. Cape Colony? Is that the Cape of Good Hope? Honduras, though.
Very strange.
Something on the
Half
floor
of the
there.
colonial collection is absent.
There's something on the floor. I can see it.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Bleach. Stone chip.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. This broken
I mean, if he was hit on the head with something, I would assume there would be some evidence of that in the body.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
That's good. Sorry for spinning around so much.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
I mean, not perfectly, they have some smudges, but...
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Ooh! Ooh! Wait a minute. Ooh! Maybe one of these plants creates a gas or some kind of spore material that can induce symptoms that resemble a heart attack. Possible? Maybe? Theories? There's so many doors here. This place is huge. Which it would be. I mean, it's the Royal Botanical Gardens or whatever. This place is massive. There's so many places to explore. This is neat. These tropical plants? Cocos nucifera. So, coconut trees, maybe? I don't know. I'm not a botanist. I can't even really read that one. Ooh, it's so pretty. I love botanical gardens. Like, I've been to, I think, 2 in my life so far. I want to go to more, but I've been to, I believe, 2, and they're beautiful. I absolutely love them. Even a butterfly conservatory.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
I loved it. I mean, we're investigating. You know that because we've already spoken. Where are you? Okay. He's over there, so I'm going to look over here first. Can I like finally look at him now? Do a visual search. Albert Dunn. Observations. The first one I'm gonna make is his chin. Shaving cut. Okay, it is a shaving cut. But I noticed it first. Red eyes. Wept recently, consumed by grief. Or drugs, because you never know. But sure, grief. Grief. His hands don't look remarkable. Yeah, clean hands. I was gonna say, his hands are clean and aren't calloused. Which, I mean, he is a student.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Shut up,
Well, even
Watson.
if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
If your nerves would
Thank
settle
you, young
down
man.
a little bit.
We shall see you again soon.
Little high-strung. Could be a guilty conscience. Could be nerves. Could be you're just a quirky kid. Not gonna make any assumptions. This place is huge. There's still aspects of the building that I haven't... Okay, wait. Is this closed in? It's not. Okay. This is the outside. I'm gonna come back to this. I will come back. But I need to explore the building before I go outside and explore all the other buildings. And everything outside. I need to explore inside first. This place is huge.
Water lily greenhouse.
Yes, I didn't want to read that. I wanted to open the door. There's a hose. Can I? Nope. Tried. Move! Itchy. Can't interact with the water mechanism.
According to this, They have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
That would make sense. It is a botanical garden. Dry tropics. Okay. So this is like desert plants. Dry tropics. That was obvious. I can't read those signs. Wish I could. I'm a little bit of a nerd. Pots.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes.
Or someone just takes pride in their work. Sherlock.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Interesting. So either they're specially made or stolen. Probably specially made by someone. Someone who takes an interest in plants. Someone who'd be very interested in exotic plants. Throwing things out in the air. Potentials. Sorry if it's a little bit choppy today. I don't know why. It's... Oh, hello. Is this even legal?
There is a smell of burning.
Really, Sherlock? Really? No shisha, Sherlock. There's a smell of burning? Hold on, I know I need to progress, but really? There's a smell of burning? Can't imagine why. Fireplace, broken pot.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
That's a different symbol than the other one.
The remains of a picture frame.
Weird. Oh, is this the exhibition? Oh, there's a plant here.
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Gas mask.
A protective mask.
Giving more credibility to the idea of a plant that creates some kind of gas or chemical that could go up through the vent that would have killed him and induced heart
Someone
attack
set it alight,
symptoms.
but it did not burn. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. The door handle to the... A broom handle was half burned.
It's a lot of strange things to burn. Just want to make sure I got everything. Yeah. Weird. So this looks like it could have been the exhibit that's missing. Not the one that was stolen, but the other one in the colonial room. But the handle could be from the door that's broken. That door just closed by itself. The door handle where the guy died was broken off, so that could be that handle. And the gas mask gives more credibility to my theory that something was pumped, maybe not a plant, but something was pumped through the ventilation system into the next room that induced heart attack symptoms. This is my working theory. Making myself a little bit sick. There we go. Is that a trash can? It's a weird looking trash can. Like, hold on. Look at this trash can. This is the weirdest looking trash can I've ever seen. How do you change it? Kew Gardens. Oh, this place is so stinking huge.
Palm House. Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory.
What's a cloakroom?
Reserve. Nursery. Colonial Collection. Water lily greenhouse. Seed house. Dry tropics.
Okay, so I've been to a lot of these
Ventilation
places.
system.
Ventilation system. Ventilation system? Ventilation system? Blech. Ventilation system. Ladies and gents, my theory seems more and more credible. Might not be a plant. Might not be a plant that induced it, but some kind of gas that induces heart attack symptoms. Maybe the guy who was killed knew something about where the plants went. Ventilation system.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
And the air quality?
A
Object of
ventilation
interest.
system.
It is an object of interest, isn't it?
A water tank. A water...
Okay. Blah. Does water just come out right here? Can I get a shower? Probably need one. Blah. Oh my goodness. My phone is blowing up today. Why am I so popular? Not ordinarily this popular. Is weird. See,
Locked.
Locked? Why is it locked? Yeah, that's some very black smoke. Surprised that hasn't raised more attention. But I guess this is a different time period. Not as many safety regulations on burning things. Probably. What room is this? Nursery. Locked! Why is it locked? How about this door to the seat house?
Locked.
Locked! Why is it locked? Fine.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Probably get out of my way. There. Fine. I'll go through the other doorway. I could get outside to the other guy was. Right here. Here he is. I'm sure he could give me the key or at least tell me where it is. This place is massive. Excuse me. First, I'm going to stare at your face. I hope you don't mind. You have very thick spectacles. Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Okay. Glad you know that, because I wouldn't have known that. Don't know much about glasses. He's dirty. Dirty collar. More dirt, but I'm not going to comment on it. His hands are dirty. Gardener's hands. Calloused, too, not like the other guy. Lazy. Unmarried. Or just doesn't wear his wedding ring because he's a gardener and sticks his hand in dirt all the time. I mean, you can't assume that he's not married just because he's not wearing a ring. He's a gardener. It could be in his pocket. He'd probably have a suntan or some kind of wear mark, even I do. But you don't know that. He could be recently married. It hasn't burned onto his hand yet. And it hasn't worn out the skin yet. And he keeps it in his pocket. Maybe he keeps it on his pocket watch chain. You don't know.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
He says, averting gaze.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
I don't like you. I don't like you. Director's office.
Locked.
Of course it's locked. Do I need to steal the keys from him? I'll do it.
Locked.
I'll steal the keys. Give me the opportunity. I'll do it. Can I pickpocket him? No. Maybe I need to... Maybe I need to find the keys on his person. I am interested to go back to Baker Street, by the way. I'd love to walk around the apartment with the bees in it. Unless they all escape. Which is possible. Because I doubt the animators would want to actually animate bees flying around while I'm walking around. But you never know, which is why I want to find out.
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
I need a key. Ugh. It's a little bit wonky on the turn system. Fine. Look around out here. There's gotta be a key somewhere. What time is it? I just do have to keep an eye on the time because I do have work later and I need to get ready for work. But for now, we're good. Ah, have I been here? I don't think so. I wouldn't know because the doors magically closed themselves behind me. What building is this? Seed house. Oh, this is a place I can't get into yet. I need a key. Just trying to think what else I haven't done yet. Let me, broken pottery. Search archives. Oh, I can go back to Baker Street and search the archives. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because I wanted to go back to Baker Street anyway. I wanted to see how the bees are. And let us proceed. I love how he has the notebook that I actually use. That's just a really neat detail. Let's see. Where's the bees? Oh, bees. I see the bee house. Maybe they go out and collect pollen and then come back. What is on the floor?
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Oh, it's one of his documents.
Someone should take Toby for a walk. Have you found something interesting?
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's
We
new
should walk,
literary
Toby.
agent.
We should walk, Toby, but we're terrible dog owners.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
I haven't actually taken the time to look at these things. Or the notes up here. Like, I noticed them, but I haven't actually, like, looked at them. Just curious what they are. I recognize... I'm pointing at the screen. I recognize the men dancing code down there from one of the Sherlock stories. London news. A frog. It's really interesting because I enjoy that. I wish I could, like, zoom in to read things, because it's also interesting. Encyclopedia. Sure. Divine Syndicate! Oh my gosh, why was that so difficult?
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
I hate you. Branded flower pots. Ah.
Here it is.
London supplier. Okay, I didn't get a chance to read that. I expected him to read it, but that's fine. The London supplier. There might have been an address. I didn't see it.
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
What are you looking at?
Have
with
you
the
found
telescope?
something interesting?
Shut up. Don't worry about it. Hold on. Is this my room? Yes. Let's change for the occasion. Green suit. Well, suited for the green atmosphere we're going for. I wanted to change my suit because I could. Where's the bees? Are they outside collecting pollen? I thought they were supposed to stay in here. Hold on, let's look quickly. What is that? Oh, it's the symbol. I'm like, what is that? Oh, 3 Blurton Road, gardening equipment, clay pots, accessories, tools. Can I go there? Why can I not go there? Examine the place where Montague Dunn met his death. Did I not do that? And examine the colonial collection. Did I not do that well? Wrong one. Did I not investigate well enough? Let me go back. I might have missed something. But why can I not visit the address that was in the book? I want to go there and find out what the plot is and why it's there. Can I do any deductions? Deductions? Not deductions. That was stupid. No deductions. Have a candy. Awkward silence. It's a very long loading screen, but I guess it makes sense because it's a huge place. Alright, let's go back to the scene of the death/murder. Jerk, I want your key.
Farmhouse.
Yes, I know. Running, running, running. Sorry if this drops the frame rate. Why is the music
Water
picking up?
lily.
Not that.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Oh, blood! Blood! I see it! I see it! Blood! Blood!
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Ah? Yes. Yep. Knocking over the pot. No, wait. Let me go in here. Oh, hello, Midnight. I just saw that you uploaded a video. So breaking the door came first. Knocking over the pot, falling on the fence. Right? Breaking down the door. No. I've timed it wrong. Breaking the door. Flower pot. Falling on the fence. Watch sequence. Yes. See? Yeah, he was trapped in there. He broke open the door, shuffled, stumbled, fell onto the sign. As he stumbled, he grabbed the shelf, knocked over a flower pot, and fell onto
This
the fence.
reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder?
I mean,
I
it's
think
possible
we
it
need
could
to
have been an
inspect
accident.
the Colonial Collection Room.
I think it's murder, but there actually could be a slight possibility that one of these plants was in here, and the door... I don't know, it doesn't feel accidental.
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Was that what I needed to do,
Part of
is
this
turn it over?
greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Probably the part that's burning outside. Emptied colonial collection. Dunn was trapped. Perform autopsy. Do I get to be a part of that? Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. The death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the colonial collection room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? Perform an autopsy? Perform an autopsy? Can I do that? Okay, not I had to try connecting those. Can I perform an autopsy? Am I going to perform the autopsy? This is exciting. It's exciting. What time is it? Okay, we're still good. We're still good. I see your video midnight. After this, I will be watching it. I'm excited to see it. I'm so excited to see you making videos again. It makes me so happy. It really does. Like, especially this game. The game that you're playing, so interesting. Like, I am captivated by it. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to continue watching it. Okay, let me stay focused. Finish my chocolate.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy, then.
They're gonna do an autopsy here. Shouldn't that be done in a hospital or something? You're gonna do it in the police station. Okay. Nobody's here. Can't even interact with that. Oh my.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. No redness, stings, or bruises. Nothing suspicious here.
His shoulder's the one that bashed into the door, right?
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination, so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
He would have bashed open the door, right? Wouldn't he have some bruising on his arm? Head wound?
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Possibly.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Spores. I mean, how would you
Now, let
breathe
us examine
that?
the internal organs.
He's not breathing. Oh, okay, we're not gonna get to see it. Are we gonna get to see it? We are gonna get to see it. Okay, it's not as gory as I thought it was gonna be. Hat.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
So, not indicative of a heart attack, am I right?
The heart...
Put back. I mean, I don't know why we'd put it back, but... Lungs. Oh.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Spores.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
So it's possible he was asphyxiating from the spores.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
You say that so with such contempt.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
I don't know if that's good. Stomach. Ew. Is the stomach actually
The stomach
green?
tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Are they just doing this so I can easily distinguish it, or is it actually similar to that color? That's odd. No, I was looking at that.
The stomach...
Tissue.
The stomach...
Tissue. Can I not look at the consistency?
There is a
Consistency.
small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Is that it? Am I done? I'm done. Oy. Why was that so difficult? So the lungs are the only thing
The
affected.
suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
Yes, but
I
do
mean-
remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim,
And Miss
Albert
White.
Dunn.
And Miss
also
White.
Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Fair. Very fair. Okay, so poisoning. Deadly plants stolen. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibition at the Kew Gardens. Dunn was poisoned. After being trapped in the colonial collection room by the killer, Montague was affected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poisoning. I mean, you have completely outruled the fact that he might have locked himself in the room. I mean, I don't know where the plants would have gone, or why someone would try to clean it up and get rid of the plants. So obviously that's highly suspicious and shows
Locked.
ill intent to cover up the crime. But, I mean, you can't just automatically assume it was completely 100% intentional. I don't know, there's so many things you're overlooking. You're not even weighing the possibility that he might have locked himself in there and then someone else tried to cover it up.
This watch is of great value. A membership card for the London Crest Club.
Ooh, is that another place I get to go explore?
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Feather pen? There's no feather. To F. Wayne, director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at the Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. That's a weird thing to say. Can't tell if he's being a credit grabber or trying to protect the names of his staff. I don't know, that's a weird thing to say. Kew Gardens, I suppose. Oh, excuse me, adjusting my chair. Didn't mean for the uncomfortable close-up. Crime and punishment. Very interesting. I mean, obviously it's probably a murder, but he's completely outruling the possibility that his death was accidental and that someone else tried to cover it up. I don't know why that would make sense. It doesn't make sense. It makes more sense that it's murder, but I feel like there's such easier ways to kill somebody. I guess unless you wanted to make it look like an accident. Or a heart attack, if you knew what symptoms it would create. It's just so convoluted. I love how he's bookmarked spots in Crime and Punishment. I need to read that. I haven't read that. Probably not a very light read, but... Need the key. Hello. Oh, whoa! Hello!
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
Burning
You're not sure, then?
exhibitions.
But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Full of crap.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You talking about being an alcoholic or being an overstressor? Dunn's lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
what is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory.
You speak highly of her.
If only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Sounds like you're a bit fond of her yourself. Interesting. So we have few theories here. One, he could be jealous about Miss White's attention to the victim, or the son could have been so humiliated by what happened that he decided to get revenge on his father to show he's not ignorant about the plants. But I don't know anything about Miss White yet. I can't rule her out.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
A bit defensive, aren't you?
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
No, that's not what I mean, and you know that's not what I mean, because I saw your plant listing.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before. And now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
I mean, he's got a little bit of
Thank you,
experience.
Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
I mean, he has been working here with you. And his father was the owner and made him do things here. So, I don't think you're being entirely fair. I think he does actually have a bit of experience. Oh, hello. Miss White.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
If you're not the murderer, I completely agree with you. I do think you do have the tenacity to be able to take it over. You have a bit of the know-how, at the very least a bit. You're studying botany in your studies to become a botanist. I mean, you're pretty qualified. Your father ran the place, you've been working here. You've taken over since your father's been gone, if only for a few days, but you're keeping it going. It's open. I think he's a pretty good fit. I mean, I don't know why the other guy should take over. He's doing fine. If he's not the killer, he's doing fine.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I
You see, now there's
And
the
how was
problem.
his relationship with your father?
If you don't
Oh,
actually
he
care
hated
about
my
it.
father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself.
He was.
But my
as
father treated Mr.
according
Hamish
to
in the
that
same
letter.
way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Just pausing to say, that actually is true that he was credit grabbing, because we saw the letter that said you don't need to mention the other employees' names, just mention my name. So he was interested in just taking credit for himself.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Don't believe you.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
I'll get it somehow. Albert's ambition. After the death of his father, Albert now feels responsibility to manage Kew Gardens. No? Okay. I don't... You see, now I'm torn. Because he does seem highly ambitious, but he just admitted to not sharing the same passion as the other guy, and he doesn't care about the gardens. Whoa, hello. I don't know, I'm very conflicted. If he doesn't share the passion, why would he want it? If he doesn't care about it. I see that, I'm just going to look around first with my normal eyeballs.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Hardy hire.
This is a table.
Only
Am I just not allowed to examine it?
a
Phonograph.
phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of
Communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Interesting. Evidence required. Alright, perhaps there are more reels that can be found to be played on the phonograph. Bottles.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
University book. University of Cambridge Botanical Section. Both of them
botany
attend
book.
this. Albert Dunn.
This student's book
Repeat
belongs to Albert.
Repeat year. Repeat year.
This student...
That feels important. Why are you not commenting on that? It says repeat year, which means he failed this course once before. Maybe not important, maybe important. I'm looking at everything first. Protective equipment. Oh, the gas mask. One of the suits is
It
missing.
appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
They said that they don't, but apparently they do.
It appears as...
He said they only have in the type that eat insects, but apparently they do have dangerous plants here, and dangerous chemicals. Wet bottle trays.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Toby. Okay, real quick, let me look in the other...
Locked.
Oh, cloakroom, I can't go in
Holmes,
there.
Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Ooh. I need Toby, but right now, I guess I'm more interested in getting into this door. Yay! I did it! That was way more
Open.
complicated than the last one. Albert's locker.
Albert's locker. Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
Interesting.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Ouch. Sir, it is my regret to inform you, despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into our Royal Navy School. Your father has expressed his intention to entrust you... Oh. Ooh. He got rejected from the school because his father expressed that he wanted him to take over the botanical garden. Oh. Oh.
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University.
Maybe Miss White?
Martin Hamish's locker. Martin
Chemistry.
Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
I mean, he would. He's a botanist. Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens obliged me to renew my application for management position. I believe no one is better suited for the post. While he was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political. I was happy to comply.
A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Interesting.
Father and I, Kew Gardens.
Interesting. That was all, I guess.
Miss White's locker.
Nice sunbonnet.
A draft of
White.
the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven more and more expensive than I anticipated. I fear, therefore, I might not be able to manage in long term. I know that we had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Interesting.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Master's degree in chemistry. Jeez. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you would accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Albert? Interesting.
A vanity
Then-
purse. It is of high quality.
Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all the years have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first as we have... And none of us ever compromise their reputation. It appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Terrible. So, she wants to get a better life for herself, and earn a master's degree in chemistry and work for the British Botanical Gardens, but it's you who's ashamed. It's her that's shaming you, not you that's shaming her, because you want her to come back home and stay with family instead of pursuing her dreams. Open.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
Interesting that she would say she's having financial trouble when she has a fortune in jewels that she could sell if she really wanted to get money. There's another office here I want to open. We do need to get Toby, though, for that room. I know that. I haven't forgotten. Just want to look at everything. Can't uncover that for some reason. Safe. Can I pick it? One, two, three, 4, 5. Oh, thank the Almighty. Direct is safe. Let's start at the bottom. Letter.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague. Rental of suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. At Bard & Sons Luxury Jewels. He was buying her all of this? Why? And wait, why does she owe him this if he bought her jewels? But educational scholarship, he paid for her to go to school and for... I'm so confused. Did he pay for everything for her? Was she repaying him? Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. This is from the divine thing. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You're hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate. This was reported in the press. Maybe I can check the newspaper for that. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trust you, and you have regret doing so. Are they talking about the plants? Are they talking about the sisters being the plants? I might be able to check the newspaper on that. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I'm paying you to defend me, not accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world to save the most extraordinary, precious, and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species, and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. The divine syndicate of whom you speak has no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case in... So I must respectfully ask you once again to notaris the permissions on these plants on behalf of the Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. Please see Boodles on Tuesday, as always. Montague Dunn. Weird. Let's see. White and Dunn. The money that Montague Dunn regularly gave to Miss White was far exceeded the needs of a student. White and White's family. White's situation. Margaret White's studies and social situations were completely dependent on Montague Dunn's wealth. Why was he supporting her, unless he fancied her? Interesting.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish. Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
New plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold conference next Monday on this very subject. Letter. My dearest Margaret White, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are capable of standing up for yourself in the world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish nothing but good luck. Interesting, so he wasn't looking for repayment? Quickly. White and Dunn. Expulsion. Disagreement. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had recently a disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at Kew Gardens, but stated that he wanted nothing in return, or at least made it seem that way. Interesting.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
He was
Champagne.
an alcoholic.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
So we believe. Maybe not an alcoholic as much as just an enjoyer of spirits. He might not have been a drunkard as much as he was a frequent sampler. Nursery. I do have to go there also. And the seed room. I believe that's where Miss White is. Kew Gardens.
Mr. Hamish, Was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Ah! Father.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire.
So you're a liar.
He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the
In a
worst
way,
of
it
it
kind of
was,
does.
he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father, so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Someone's bitter. Okay, I actually have to end it here because I do have to get ready for work, but we will pick this up in the next video. This is really interesting so far, and I love how detailed it is. This one feels very fleshed out compared to some of the others. So, I will be back to play this, and I can't wait to see what happens. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!